Hey guys, it's Little Bit and Andrew here. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of the report, and then Little Bit will follow up with the near miss report. So starting off with the weather, what we're looking at right now is probably the best weather we are ever going to have. I'm talking about absolutely gorgeous. The sun is shining, the birds, if there was birds around here, are singing. It is absolutely wonderful. It is so nice that our trail tomorrow will actually be easier than what we would normally have. The weather is actually in what would be, on my scale, the negative values. So you can imagine all this being subtracted from the normal rough terrain that we're at. Now I am going to apologize to Royal Fluff. When I cut the weather chart yesterday, I cut it off at 200 miles because I just thought everybody was past 200. So I'm sorry, Royal Fluff. I put y'all back on the map so y'all can see where y'all are at. I started at 168. Now, teams at a glance, and I got a little bit of some facts with you because I'm absolutely thrilled with how well the stats program is running in the background. But we're looking here right now, all the teams that are still currently in are running fairly strong. We've had a few drops that Little Bit will talk about here shortly, and we are starting to have some teams pushing towards their team's strength. Which can become a bit of a challenge. So I'm going to scroll down so y'all can see Shipwright and Wicked Wonderland. Now, what I'm really excited about is on our daily results, where we're at right now with Copperwood in first place, Lighthouse in second, and Aspen Grove in third. We're all about at the 300 mile mark heading towards McGrath, except for Copperwood, who has blown through McGrath. We are actually right on track with the 2016 race. So out of my curiosity, I went to the Iditarod Rip website, and I have to say they keep impeccable records, and it's because of their records that we can even say, even run this program to this accuracy that we're at. But when we passed, most of us just passed through Nikolai, and in Nikolai. You can see that most of the race, the actual professionals in the race, and these are actually the top up here at the list, came through on TAC 18, March 8th, came in on March 8th, and this race started March 5th. So for a lot of the first place teams, it was day 3 when they passed through here. Now, of course, none of us are really at the first place teams, but scrolling down, we can actually see that the majority of the people who passed this was actually on the 9th and the 10th. So really, most of the people blew through this town on day 4 and day 5. So we are actually in perfect track with the actual teams. And for everybody who might starting to get worried about how many dogs you've dropped, if we actually look at this point here on this checkpoint, a lot of these teams are down to 13 dogs. And many of the teams, like Wade Mars here, has already dropped 2 dogs at this checkpoint. And this is the one we just went through. So everybody who is still in, you are doing really, really well. Now, as a whole, talking about us, we are doing very well. So this is the actual final results of the 2016 Iditarod. And what I find fascinating was that about 18 people dropped, and this represents about 20% of the entire sled dog race. So it's quite fascinating because we as a group are doing just as well as the actual professionals. So that's about all I have to add. Just saying how excited to see that the simulator is actually running close to perfect. And hopefully, with this weather letting up, we can all finish this race together. And guys, I'm actually absolutely amazed at the teamwork that I've seen thus far. It was absolutely amazing. Wicked Wonderland and Royal Fluff, y'all working together to keep Royal Fluff running. I am so thrilled, and I think as a group we can actually finish this. Next year, maybe we'll discuss a handicap to make it a little bit easier on us, but I love the fact that we are running it as difficult as the actual teams. So here's a little bit.
That is way too far away for the mic to pick me up.
All right, try again. Here's a little bit.
Hey guys, I had Andrew run the first part of the program because he was really excited to show you guys all the statistics and things. So now we're gonna get to the near miss report. We all got pretty banged up today. So
I sound so excited, and then, well, guys, we got our ass handed to us.
I'm about to super glue some of y'all's hands to your sleds, just so you know. Aspen Grove. Takani's paw healed. Timber is still hurt on the sled. Tundra still has diarrhea. Joy broke her foot, so you need to drop her at the next checkpoint. And Atu has a respiratory infection. She also needs to be dropped. Copperwood, Gerard is finally feeling better. Beth still has diarrhea. Peanut cracked a paw. Arrow has diarrhea, and Tess broke a foot, so you need to drop Tess at the next checkpoint. Shipwright. Oz is now feeling better. The dog who had diarrhea yesterday is cured. I still don't know who it was, but whoever it was, they feel better now. And Shipwright also had a little bit of an accident. He fell off of his sled. Thankfully, the team stopped a little ways up the trail and he was able to catch them. Mercury. Briley, her diarrhea got better. Zalid still has diarrhea. You did not treat Rita or Rada, so they're still hurt. You need to stop and treat them at some point. Miller cracked a paw. Brenham and Freeway had a fight. Everybody is fine. Briley has a respiratory infection, so you need to stop and drop her at a checkpoint. And you also fell off your sled and your team took off. So I'm going to see tomorrow if you catch them, or if anybody else is willing to, you're welcome to, if you pass them, stop and help to find the dogs, or you're welcome to turn around and go help find the team. Royal Fluff, I didn't get any decisions for you, so you're on a 24-hour rest period in the middle of nowhere. Spooky, diarrhea got better. Maple's paw is still cracked. Koo and Autumn both have cracked paws, and Autumn now has a virus, so you need to stop at a checkpoint and get that treated. Winter Wonderland, Snickers still has diarrhea. And Amber now has diarrhea as well. And as for me, Team Lighthouse, Leo's virus has not gotten any better. I stopped and treated him, so we'll have to see if he gets any better tomorrow. Aisha and Alwyn both broke their feet, so I have to stop and drop them at a checkpoint. And I also have to drop Jean. She has a respiratory infection. So if you guys were thinking I had all the luck, not so much anymore. And yeah, I mean, today was rough. The weather was not good. The terrain was tough. It was not pretty. But, you know, like Andrew said, we're doing as well as some of the professionals would do, and that's really exciting. So we need to keep that in mind and, you know, keep pushing forward and keep trying, and we'll eventually get there, I promise. Nome is only 600 some miles away now.
Hey guys, if you also noticed on the Iditarod statistics on the far right, that's the prize money. These guys actually won $1,000 just for finishing.
He's a little excited, can you tell? Anyway, I'm going to let y'all go for the night. See you tomorrow. Bye.